This is Grace Power, and I'm going to be demonstrating how to do eyebrow shaping with the sugaring technique. And I have some lotion on my skin. I don't have any makeup on, but I'm going to start by taking off the lotion. So I have a little cotton gauze. I'm just getting it wet. I'm just going to remove that. You definitely want to make sure the skin is nice and clean. It really does make a difference with how the sugar performs. I also have bangs, so I have my bangs pulled back and clipped back so they're out of the way. Just makes it easier. Okay, I'm actually going to take a dry gauze. And just dry that extra little bit of dampness. You definitely, don't want your skin to have any remaining water residue, because the water will affect how the sugar sticks to the skin too. So this is my jar of sugar, and I did not heat it up today. I just wanted to see how it works without heating it up. So I'm pulling out the piece of sugar onto a stick. I almost forgot, I also want to apply some powder to the skin. So this is just talc powder. Okay, so I'm using my other hand to stretch the skin, and I kind of, I can already see like my own shape, but if you're not sure, how to shape your brow, you can always draw it on first, and that way as you're stretching out the skin and kind of making different facial expressions to keep the skin tight, it's not going to mess up your shape. I do have, a long time ago, I got my eyebrows tattooed, so even though it's really hard to see, I think that does help me shape my brows a little bit, because there is still a faint tattoo underneath. Okay, continuing on, sugaring the brow. For some reason the video cut off a second ago. So okay. So as you can tell, my brow's really kind of grown in a lot. So I was hoping that that would give the viewers a little more hair to see, because my hair is lighter in color, so it's harder to see. Okay. So that's pretty good for the underneath. I'm going to go ahead and do the top part. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the other side now. I'm not completely finished with the other brow, but I have the majority of the hair removed, and then I'll come back and do a little more shaping. Okay. Okay. So my camera was like not letting me finish a video because there was too much data on it, so I threw away that last piece of sugar and got a new piece of sugar here. It probably looks funny because I'm opening my eyes really wide, I just noticed, but I was doing that to kind of stretch the skin in between my eyebrows. The tighter the skin is, the more hair you're going to get to come off, and also the better it'll come off. Like if you're having a hard time with the sugar coming off, it's funny how this gauze actually sticks to the sugar. Okay. I was just trying to add a little more powder. The powder protects the skin, but it also just makes it a little easier to sugar. I guess it just makes the sugar come off easier too. Okay. I'm getting a little bit, you know, like how, like, it's not working as well right in that spot because there's just a lot of hair. So I think I'm going to just clean off all the sugar and kind of give myself a fresh palette to work from. So back to my little wet gauze. The nice thing about sugar is it comes off with water. So just off all that sugar. And actually this will be a good time to trim my brows because I meant to do that at the beginning and I forgot. And I do have some pretty long ones that I want to trim. Just removing that water. Alright. And let's see, I want like a little comb here. Alright, so I just have just this little thing to use as a comb. You could also use a toothbrush actually, like an old toothbrush, just to brush up your hair. That just helps you kind of see which ones are the longer ones. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that, get some of those little hairs off. Okay. So by doing that, I can see that my left brow is still thicker than my right one, which would be probably the opposite for you watching it. Okay, so I'm going to get a little more sugar. And this isn't heated up, this is just room temperature. Okay. And let's see where I want to start. So I don't really have too much to remove here. And actually, as I was putting that on, I was realizing it's not sticking very well. So I just remembered I want to add a little powder. Okay. And that's one thing, if you do warm it up a little bit, even just a few seconds in the microwave, it goes on a little nicer when you first start working with it. But what I like about not heating it up is it really doesn't take that long for it to get soft just from my body heat, or my face heat. So so there is, you know, if you don't heat it up or don't have means to heat it up, it still works. Okay. So almost done, actually. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to get a little more off the top here. What's nice about sugar is you can go over the skin more than one time without it causing a lot of extra irritation or, you know, pulling off the skin, which is different than most waxes, especially soft wax. Alright, so this little hair here is kind of weird because it's going that way. Let's see, I also could remove a little more here. And you can kind of see I'm going up and then down and different which ways. If the hair doesn't come out by going one way, you can try going another way. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna tweeze that one hair. It's one of those ones it's like I could leave it, but I think it'll look better gone. And then the tweezers always come in handy at the end just to do any sprucing up. But I do like sugaring because you can go over the skin more than once. Usually I find that there's less cleanup to do than if I had waxed. Alright, I'm gonna call that good. Well, actually, you know what, this hair is kind of bothering me. I'm just going to pull that out. Okay, so the last step is just to clean the skin. And I actually have a washcloth I'm just going to use just to... this washcloth is cool, so that the coolness feels really good. So, you know, my skin does feel a little tender, so the cool washcloth feels really good. And that'll get all the powder off and sugar off. And if your skin feels really sensitive, just, you know, be delicate with the washcloth. You know, don't scrub too hard. Okay. And then I like to usually put something on the skin afterwards to kind of soothe it. I'm seeing what I have available. Right. This is just a healing balm from my friend. He sells a product line called The Truth, and it's actually just coming out on the market. But this is supposed to just help with anything, you know, burns, cuts, you know, pimples trying to heal up, scratches, pretty much anything. It could also make a nice night cream because it just has so many healing properties. Alright, there we go, and hope this video helped you out, and be sure to message me or make comments if you have questions, concerns. I am here for you to answer any and all of your questions, and will continue to make you more videos.